Bishop of Radio is back.
DJSbuLive with DJ SBU, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Interview is.
Let's get into it. What a beautiful song. What a beautiful song. Oh, what a beautiful song, sir. What a beautiful song.
Three to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, weekdays.
Is in the studio. If you're an aspiring musician or a young person that's going through the most, listen to his story. Trust me, you will be inspired, just like I have been by his career.
No more feeling I'm in despair.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's in studio. That is Steve Kekana. What did it all start for you, sir? Which province first? Gauteng, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape, KZN?
I'm a serious Limpopo boy.
Oh wow, okay. Go guy go Limpopo.
Go Zebediela.
Zebediela.
Yeah, that's where we grow a lot of oranges. That's why you have my voice being so smooth. It swims in orange juice.
Yes, sir. What type of upbringing did you have? Because I can imagine, obviously, it was those days of apartheid South Africa.
Well, upbringing was just a normal black child upbringing. I'm a child of a single mother. That's why I always tell people never underestimate single mothers. They've got all what they deserve to. And I became blind at the age of 5 due to glaucoma. Glaucoma is an eye sickness which affects the corneas. So it dries up the cornea, and then when the cornea is dry, so you can't see any longer. Then I was taken to Silwe School for the Blind around Polokwane. I did my schooling there until matric. I always crack a joke and say, I'm a very fascinating person. I started school at a blind school, but when I did my matric, I had to do it in a sighted school because because I was unfortunately expelled at Silwe School for the Blind for politicizing blind people.
Politicizing blind people.
Blind.
So you were politically conscious at the time because you could see what was going on in the country.
Yes, I was politically conscious. So I had to go write my matric in Matladi High School, which is a sighted school there in Zebediela.
Yes, sir.
By the grace of God, I passed. And then, because at Silwe we were being given musical instruments, guitars, organs, and all that. So that's where I started learning my little bit of piano and a little bit of guitar. So fortunately, the late Lazarus Khahudi remembered me wherever he was by then. So he recruited me to come and join him in an amateur group called Hunters. It was near Bakersford in Driekoop. So we joined him until...
Wow, you were discovered by Ndate Lazarus Khakudi.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that story. You see, guys, that's why it's important to listen to these stories and absorb the wisdom. Yes, sir.
Until Tom Vuma met me there at Driekoop and he recruited me to come to record at EMI, and I started with a song called Mamsi, which turned gold within 2 weeks.
Wow.
From there, I never looked back. I just collected.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
but at the same time, I'm just trying to show some questions you will ask because I'm sifting here.
No, don't sift. Sir. Tell us all because I want these youngsters to learn.
All right.
And I want them to hear all the entire story.
Yes, but then, while I was now in the music industry, I remembered what I always wished or wanted to do, because at Silwe I always wanted to be a lawyer. And in 1994, when I have accumulated enough money to go to university, then I went to register at the University of the North. I registered TEFLOP, yes.
Yes, sir.
I registered B. Juris. I got it in record time within 4 years.
Wow. Okay.
And then I continued. I registered LLB. I got it again in record time in 2 years. Then I went to practice law at Beggarsford. I practiced law for 1 year, but then I was recruited by the Gauteng Premier's office to be the legal administrative officer. It was during the time of when did I come to Joburg to practice law again? 1990. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
1990 I practiced. So I worked for the government of Gauteng for 10 years because is it 10? No. I started in 1990 and I resigned in 2010.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I worked for the Premier's office and then I worked again for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Unfortunately, when I decided to go to Sports, Arts and Culture, I thought I will be given a chance to promulgate laws which will help my fellow artists and all that. Little did I know that when you work in the department, your duty is just to interpret those laws that are there, no matter how bad or how useless they are. All you need to do is to interpret. People who are making law are politicians whom you're voting for there. So my wish was shattered because then and then again I left. Then I went to work for another department called the Gauteng Shared Services Center, where it dealt with labor matters, disciplinary hearings and all that. Yeah, then in 2010 I resigned. I formed my own labor consultant company called Legal Smart.
Yes, sir.
I worked for that company for 1 year, and then I was recruited by UNISA. I was a labor law lecturer, junior lecturer, for 2 years at UNISA. And then in 2014, I was recruited by the so-called Film and Publication Board. I worked there for 2014, 2015. I was, this is a legal term called constructively dismissed.
And at Metro FM, I was not constructively dismissed. I was dismissed. I was more fired.
No, it's better to be constructively dismissed rather than fired. If you are constructively dismissed, you are about to be paid.
Do you think Musi Maiman is in that situation right now?
No, I don't think so. Musi Maimane will not be constructively dismissed because politicians do not apply for work. Yeah, a politician is not an employee. So if he's
a servant.
Yes.
Well, they're supposed to be servants.
They are supposed to be servants. If he decides to quit, I don't know whether he has quit already or not, but if he decides to quit, then he quits. He'll just get his pensions and all that, and that's it. Unless maybe he's gonna form another party. I don't know. it would be better. I was sitting there thinking that, but Musi and Mashaba should have known from the beginning that they are entering into another party which they should not have trusted. You see.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's no problem. Everybody has got the right to trust whomever they want to trust.
Yes, sir.
We don't blame him for that. But it might have destroyed their future, because even if they form another party, I doubt if many people will follow them, because they are from another party which
it's for obvious reasons, let's put it that way. You are a very intelligent man, sir, I must say. It's not known or not that usual for us musicians to be looked at as academics or looked at as what you have been able to do with your life. And I must say that I didn't even know that you are even that educated, and some of the things you've been able to do over the past couple of years.
Well, let me add something that maybe you have forgotten.
Yes, sir.
In 2004, I became an advocate.
Oh wow! Oh, congratulations, sir.
And
yes.
In 2013, I went back to school again, and I got a master's degree in labor law. So I've got 3 law degrees.
Sure. Well, now, get your leg. You're still working on it, now.
Yes.
Say you are. You're still young. Say you are.
This year.
Oh, you graduate. Oh, thank you, son.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you,
Say sorry.
Study some. Sorry, my angel.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. Kerata bana babaratang school, and it's.
No sweetheart.
Let's go back to. I was talking about, this section of the show, by the way, for those who don't know, it's called umkhabulo. Umkhabulo is when sikhabuliswa ama-sister wethu or ama-oled wethu or ama-timer wethu or ama-grootman wethu. Ukhabulisa is to give wisdom, is to guide, encourage and mentor, give information to the younger ones. That's what this section is for of the show. Umkhabulo. So sesiyakhabula manje.
Okay, I hope I did not disappoint Umkhabulo.
No, of course not, sir. That's exactly what we've been looking for.
All right.
To inspire our listeners and the new generation. How did you become a family man and a father at the same time being in the music industry? Because I know it can get hectic.
Definitely sure it can get hectic. When you grow up, or when one grows up, he looks up at other people.
Yes, sir.
My hero in the music industry remains, actually my heroes remains Brakhaifa Seminya and Ausleta.
Yes, sir.
Those two are the people that musician can look up to them and follow them. They got married, I don't know when, they still married. I respect them for that. In most cases, we as musicians, we love quitting without having sat down and check. I want to tell you one thing. I wrote a book. It's called The I in Me.
Oh, you've got a book out. Okay.
Yeah, and this book tells the story of a musician called Steve Kekana. In that book, I tell it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Steve Kekana.
Yes, sir.
No, people mustn't think that I'm a saint. No.
Yes, sir.
I'm just a human being. I can be very bad sometimes. I can be good sometimes. I can be very ugly. To such an extent that I wrote the chapter about marriage. I said, marriage is a dark corridor. You just don't know where are you going when you get into that corridor. You don't know what is in your way, what are you going to find in that corridor, but you need to be brave, because marriage can only be sustained by communication. And now one would say, were you ever divorced? I would quickly say yes.
Yes, sir.
I divorced twice, but reconciled once.
Yes, sir.
Then I realized that no, this thing of divorcing doesn't make sense. It means I'm a fool because I was unable to solve the problems which could have started by either myself or my wife. We should have just communicated. We would have sorted this thing out. But I'm happy we reconciled. We together.
Now, the beautiful thing is, music makes us travel, and we meet a lot of people. And I'm glad that you're saying that, because I look at what's happening right now. I can imagine then. Now when I found out Khoril Tamalaka had 5 other kids, was unfortunately when he was going to pass on that year. And that's when I found out I've got brothers and sisters, because kana kotsalona ne khosna di condom le di HIV kana kutseo. No, I'm just speaking facts. I mean, it's
tell it as it is.
Yes, sir. And you be on the roads, and you're meeting all these different people, and you're meeting some beautiful people sometimes, and and I'm bringing that conversation into marriage as well. Did that affect your marriage, or you wouldn't say it's the music industry, or it's your traveling, or it's your forever being on the road, not being around? Because I mean, you're a musician. You're not just a 9-to-5 person who's there at the weekends and writes or watch Isaka 5 ka 7 or Montlu.
I wouldn't want, because if I say it is the traveling that makes us bad people, I would be hiding behind something that I should not. You know, when you tell somebody that I love you, in her heart or in his heart, he or she believes that you mean you love him or her alone. The minute you start to love another one somewhere, fine, it's fine as a youngster. It's fine, but that is what we call cheating.
Yes, sir.
But again, we need to understand one thing. My belief is, I don't think black people do cheat.
But black men don't cheat. No, I'm kidding. Let him finish his statement first.
No, you're very right. As far as I'm concerned, I would say black men don't cheat. Only white men can cheat. Because it is our culture to marry multiple women.
Yes, sir.
You see.
But with the knowledge of the other ones.
With the knowledge of the other ones.
Yes, sir.
But the minute you don't do it with the knowledge of the other one, that's where you are wrong.
That's cheating, yes.
Yes.
And with the knowledge of the other one, there must also be an agreement. She must agree, okay,
exactly. Actually, in most cases, in African culture, the first wife is the one who will have to go and propose. You tell her that I've got feelings for that woman. The wife, if he or she agrees, then he is the one who will go and propose that lady for you.
Yes, sir.
That is Africanism.
That's African culture. Now let's come back to you. You know, I was speaking high praises of Ndate Herman Mashaba. He's an amazing man. We interviewed him here. He promised that our entire staff and our listeners books, and I thought he was just giving. I was like, politicians are always, you can't trust them. He actually literally came back 3 hours later, just like he promised to. He brought us all books, and they were all signed, and everybody received a copy of his book in the studio, and some of our listeners. And one of the things he said on air during our interview was how hard it was for him to build a brand, Black Like Me, Kanakwe Apartheid. How hard was it for you guys to become successful musicians, Kanakwe Apartheid?
It was not easy, I must tell you. It was not easy. In the first place, can you believe that when I recorded my first album, I was only given 2.5% royalty.
Ngare complain like 8% or kenyani nowadays.
I was given 2.5%, and I had to be content with it. Number two, you couldn't speak to the white bosses of the company. You must always speak through the producer. if you are not happy with the producer, then you are in trouble, because then your problem wouldn't be solved. That is why you find the Soul Brothers had to quit and form the Soul Brothers all by themselves and live in Zimande. And Lerona, we left Tom Vuma and we formed our own group, because we felt we were never gonna make it here. Only after we left our producer could we sit down with the white bosses, and then we negotiated better salary. I sold a lot of albums. That is why at the end of the day, I ended up being given, I don't think any artist was ever given this royalty rate, 15% at EMI.
At the time, 15%, is very high.
But
those days,
it sounded high, but it wasn't very high. I mean, a record an album was how much? 5 rand. So 15% of 5 rand is not that much, but I can tell you that we through perseverance we succeeded. Again, you may find that you perform to a show at the show, and then the producer, who happens to be a self-claimed manager of yours, gives you 15 rand per show.
Is it?
Yeah. 15 rand per show. So you would be happy if you have like 10, 15 shows per month, then it would be 15 times 15. And people thought that we were multi-millionaires. And we were
on TV.
And we were not. And I don't know how much Urbu Bola Polocha Neba Fabuka.
Hey, you remember La Polocha? Hey, guys, Bola Polocha. Wow.
They were not giving you any money there. You may find they were giving you the whole band about 100 rand.
And most artists at the time, maybe like the A-listers, how much were they charging those days?
Charging how much?
Like per show? Because I know now many artists, they charge about 20,000, 50,000. The top artists charge about 100,000, 200,000. This is now.
With us, we were actually not charging per show, because we were doing shows on for ourselves. If there is it happens that a producer comes with the battle of the bands, a show in Jabulani, then they would give you you would charge about 10,000 rand if you are the expensive one.
Yes.
Yeah, 10,000 rand. The highest show that I was performing at during that time, not now.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm damn expensive.
Obviously, I mean, come on, obviously.
Concert in the park. There was a show where the white musicians and black musicians were to perform together at Ellis Park.
Yes, sir.
That was during the time of Feel So Strong, when I recorded Feel So Strong with PJ Powers. Then at least that show, I got about 15,000 rand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so amazing, guys, and that's why I always say it's always important to know history and where we come from. I look at soccer stars today, the amount of money they're earning through endorsements, through all these different things they do, and their big salaries, same as musicians. And it's always very important for you to know that it was not always like it is right now.
But let me get something here.
Yes, sir.
We're not closing the program.
No, we're not. We're just going to go to the news, and then we're going to come back, because I want to learn and khabula as much as possible today.
No, you can khabula as much as possible, but I would want to talk about this song, Keep Our World Alive. What about it?
Okay, we're coming back. We're going to talk about it as well. We've got the legend, the icon, that is Steve Kekana in studio. Oh, I've learned so many things today. For instance, I didn't know that he's got 3 degrees. He's got a master's degree on top of that as well. Very, very educated man. But then let's not mix education and intelligence, because a lot of our Matai Marona, they were just intelligent. He just had to spice it up. That even makes him super intelligent.
Patrick Mpepu always said, "Utanya ashu jena shigoro."
Meaning,
wisdom does not amount to school going.
Massive Metro News.
Beautiful song. Oh, what a beautiful song. What a nice song. Yes. Oh, it reminds me of those songs, the collaborations like the likes.
All over the world.
Yes. And insert melody also one. Ebony and ivory live together in perfect. Yes. Oh, what a beautiful song. Yes. Meaningful music,
Yeah,
you know.
with a message. Yeah. Making people wait so like
Who's singing here, sir, with you?
That's a very good question. I forgot the name.
Wow.
Only met once.
But you love it on Uber. Imagine if everyone said, who did you feature on the song?
Serious.
No, but I mean, it makes sense. I'm sure if you've only met once.
We only met once when she came to record.
Yeah. You can, but give to Montorgo. It's okay. I'm not saying it's fine, but I cannot pain.
I wouldn't have forgotten the
Oh man, what a nice song. Let's go.
So much every time I couldn't move. I succeed.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to the DJ SBU on Massiv Metro and the voice of Timbisa. You've just listened to an amazing track, and I mean, I was just asking that this Steve of air, who's the person you're featuring on the track, because when I listen to the song, it's one of those songs that is a positive song, and I would like to know more about the song.
Yeah, it's better if you know more about the song. You see,
Yes,
this
sir.
song, many people do not know that South Africa is a water scarce country.
Yes, sir.
We're suffering insofar as water is concerned in South Africa. We don't really have water. That is why you hear all over the radios and television people being warned to use water sparingly. So another friend of mine, Terry Dempsey, came and we discussed this thing. I said, let's write a song about preserving nature, because if we waste water, we are about to dry and die of thirst and hunger anyway. By the way, when water is not there, what are we going to cook? So we wrote this song. We are now collaborating with another organization called Water Shortage SA, which is an organization which makes people aware of using water sparingly. There is no intention of making money out of this. The intention is to make people aware. It's a pity that if this radio station was a television station, then you would even see the video. The video there is beautiful. It's got some penguins.
Is it on YouTube?
Come again?
Is it on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, because YouTube, a lot of people release their music videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it is on YouTube.
So we'll watch it.
You will see how we trying to encourage people to spare water, because if you spare water, you will be saving the fish, you'll be saving penguins, you'll be saving all these animals that are living in the sea, even those animals, including ourselves, who are living outside the sea, because we need water seriously. Right now we're praying very, very much that Mother Nature can hear our prayer and sing Letambulis Maruapula is the song of happiness.
Yeah.
We really, this is a song that we want to encourage people to seriously think about saving water. Don't fill the bath when you wash. Don't use the shower unsparingly when you still making soap on your washing rack. Switch the shower off and then put the soap on your body while there is no water. Open the water only when you spill the soap there. Try by all means to do everything possible to save water. That's the meaning of that song.
Beautiful, and it's an incredible song. And for me to see that you're still making music, are you still touring? Do you still go on the road? Because the love for music, I can imagine it'll never go away. I
still do music, unfortunately, or let me promise to give you an album.
Okay, nice.
But not today. I don't have it today, but I can bring it to.
So you finished it?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Okay. Nice.
I promise I'll bring it tomorrow.
And how often do you find time to still make music when you've got 3 degrees, a master's degree, and you've got all these careers and other things to focus on?
I always tell people that, resting is not to lie down and catch sleep. Resting is to do something that you were not doing. Like now, if you are from this studio.
Yes, sir.
And then you go and teach people maths, just for an example. You are resting because you have left the studio work. Now you are resting because you're doing something other than what you call your daily work. So I interchange, and I always tell people that God gave men 24 hours. It's up to you what you want to do with the 24 hours. If you want to sleep 16 hours and only work for 8 hours, that's up to you. If you want to sleep 20 hours and work 4 hours, it's up to you. But then be surprised when people are successful more than you are. So it's a matter of sharing the time and the hours that God has given you if you want to succeed.
Amazing. And how many kids?
2.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And how old are them? Because I saw one of them. There's a man who looks like you. I'm guaranteed this man is your son. He has to be your son. He looks like you too much.
No, he's not.
He's not your son, that man. He's hiding behind you.
He's not.
Serious?
No, he's
I
not.
thought he's your son, this man.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even if you can take a picture and look at him correctly, you will see that.
Correctly.
Yeah. Don't look at him. No, he's not. But everybody keeps on saying Gimuraka.
Yes, even me. I'm sure you get it a lot in Donas.
Yeah, too much.
But what are some of the things that you learned by being in front of greatness?
As long as he is with me, I tell you, stick around, son. I will make you famous.
Since I meet about DJ SBU,
he's not my son.
Yes, sir. I can imagine how incredible it is for you, bruh, and young as you are, to be learning so much.
Yeah, it's so incredible because there's a lot of things to learn from that Steve Kekana here. Yeah, he always tells me never have fear.
Yeah. Because
the moment you have fear, then you're derailing yourself from your success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he always says.
What do you want to do in the future?
Well, what I want to do, I was planning to get a degree in education next year.
Okay.
Yes, studying part-time in UNISA.
Nice.
Yes.
No, that's lovely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You see, the good influence, but you become who you hang around. You hang around with the men with the degrees, body masters. You are forced to go get one. Yes, but if you hang around with something else, you will become that something else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's great to meet you, my brother. It's okay? Kuto.
Yes.
Nice one. Time, my brother, and you are blessed to be next to him.
Always.
Bless you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That is such an amazing story that you've had. And you are telling me about your 2 kids. How old are they now?
They are good. They are big sissies.
Oh, is it girls?
Yeah, they are big sissies.
Oh, wow.
When I make kids for money's sake. You must get married and pay lobola, and then I count money.
Oh, so they're married now?
Yeah, no, one is married.
Oh, well done, sir.
The other one is not yet married. I hope she will be one day, and then that will be fine. And I still say that I wrote, they will learn to navigate their lives through married life. You know, it's a beautiful book. I'm gonna try and organize. How many are you in the studio?
The people, members of the show, is 6, no? 5 or 6.
All right, I'll organize 6 books.
Yes, sir.
I will bring them. If I have them here in Joburg, I'll bring them together with the CD that I promised.
Oh, thank you, sir. That would be incredible. I'd love to read your story. You've got such an amazing story. You've led such an amazing life, and as a blind person, what you've been able to achieve is, it's unfathomable. Unfathomable. How did you know I wanted to say that? Unfathomable. Yeah.
What's that? That is too deep, and that is too deep an English word.
When you cannot fathom something, it's mind blowing. You can't understand it. It's something that is not the ordinary.
All right.
Because I don't know how you were able to achieve all of what you achieved, blind as you are, and I can only imagine back in those days growing up under a lot of pressure from your peers. Because I know how cruel kids can be as well at school.
You don't say that. Don't say that. I only survived the peer pressure because at least I did see a little. So whoever was trying to poke fun of me, I just grabbed them and beat the hell out of them. I was so out of beating a hell out of them, they started to respect me, and instead they wanted to be with me so that the other boys of the other villages cannot touch them. So when they are with me, they knew they were very safe.
Legendary, iconic, and that is Steve Kekana, Umkhabulo on DJSbuLive on Massiv Metro, and the voice of Tembisa 87.6. He's got a book out, and he says he's got a brand new album that is just finished. I'm looking forward to that one. And just as we're about to wrap it up, I'd love for you, sir, to speak to people that are going through a lot. A lot of our people are going through a lot. More than half of our youth is unemployed. People are not working. Gunzima ngaphandle. As somebody who's also has had to live your life through apartheid to where you are today, I'm sure you've got a word or two to share with them on our radio station right now.
Yeah, let me just tell the people out there that, you remember I was telling you, was it off air when I said Mpepu used to say Utanya Shujana Shkolo, meaning going to school doesn't necessarily make you a wise person.
Yes, sir.
I'm reading a book by Spiliano. He is saying, if you want to get rich, don't go to school.
Yeah, I've read such books as well who spread such a message.
Yeah.
And if we balao matile, you won't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But they're actually giving reasons there and they make sense.
Exactly. So I'm saying, if you are a young person, my advice is, you know, when we grew up, there were these schools called Ambach School.
What is an Ambach school?
Ambach School, it's
Stout school.
What we call a technical school.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't mean that these technical schools or Ambachs were made for blacks only. Even the white people went to Ambachs.
Oh, where they taught technical skills, never bricklaying, but woodworking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Technical Tuesday.
Yeah, because that is gonna save you from the mentality of I've come to collect my check. You know, if you are, I'm not talking bad about people who are working in corporate, but every month they will want to come in. I've come to collect my check. Unfortunately, this time they don't collect it; they just find it in the bank.
Yes, sir.
But it is better to do work all by yourself. While you read and study, but have something that you know that you can do all by yourself. Nowadays we talk about DIY, do it yourself. And because if you don't do it all by yourself, then you will always work for some other people. You know.
I hope you guys get the message. That's the message I always preach to you guys. I'm like Areki saying, even if Ubereka you've got a 9 to 5, have a side hustle. I always encourage this, man. You work with me. I've got many side hustles, my bro. You must have your own side hustle. Yesterday we were sitting having a meeting with him, helping him on his other side hustle ideas that is coming up with. Like, guys, have something. Side thing. One salary is not enough.
No,
so,
seriously.
You know?
I mean, I'm an advocate, I'm a musician. Sometimes I just collect my CDs and go to the mall and promote.
Yes.
People say, but Steve, how can you do that?
Just like me, I go to the streets and I sell my more fire.
Exactly.
And people are like, why you do that? Or whatever. I don't care. I'm fine.
That's what they say. I said, is it no, I said, this is my product. I must make sure that it works for me. Promoting my music in a mall is not a shame to me. It will be a shame if I go and promote somebody from America's music in the mall.
Yeah.
Then I will be shameful of doing that. So you see, I'm not depending on waiting for a client who will come and say, come and defend me, and then wait. Sometimes he pays you, sometimes he comes and cries, hey, you see now. That's not. When I promote my music, they buy. They don't say we don't have money. They buy.
Immediately, yes.
I go there, go back home with money. This is what you, as young people, must learn to do. That don't depend on an 8 to 5 job. Depend on what you can do all by yourself without depending on somebody else giving you money from his back pocket.
The legendary, iconic Ntate Steve Kekana, thank you so much, sir. This means so much to us, and I do know the interview has been shifted around. You made it. And guys, one of the things I must mention to you that doesn't get said on air, we interview a lot of artists. 80% of them are always late. He was here almost an hour early, guys. He's been waiting an hour early. What does that say?
What I want to say again is you can never regard yourself as professional if you are not punctual. Professionalism goes with punctuality.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Steve Kekana. The legendary Steve Kekana. Remember the name? Steve Kekana is the name.